Hello guys, this is Paula Ward joining you, aka Tutu Fit Mama, for a quick live. Sorry I've been running late, things to do today, trying to catch up and just trying to get this in before my baseball game for the kids. But what I realized that I didn't do, and the theme for today is different than baseball, the theme for today is Transformation Tuesday. And what I never talked about was basically Jim Ward's results from the reset we did. Basically clean eating for 3 weeks. We were vegetarians for almost vegan for 3 weeks. And basically what Jim's results were. So my special guest is Jim Ward,
Hi.
aka his new nickname is Face Mask. So hello Laurie, how are you? So what we wanted to discuss was his experience with cleaning, because you've heard mine before, and it's not new for me. I've done it before, where I've gone 3 weeks without eating meat and just really kind of cleaning up my diet. But now we have, I think, what did I call it? Dude's view on clean eating, something like that. So what we did was in February, we decided that we would do 3 weeks where we would work all kinds of food, anything that causes inflammation out of our diet. Basically, the biggest one was sugar, and see how it went, and kind of change our lifestyle and see where it went, how we felt. So what I said to him, like, all you need to do is you need to join me. You need to eat whatever I make you, and this doesn't include exercise if you don't want to. And he was like, oh, no exercise, game on, right?
Made it easier.
Because most of the time, I think Jim's afraid I'm trying to kill him with exercise. Yeah. So we started on, I think it was March 6th, and we finished on like the 21st. Some math like that. It was like the second Monday of the month, and then finished before we were supposed to go away for our baseball trip. So what ended up happening? So Jim, so basically we had a week where we worked out meat and protein and dairy. Second week we were completely vegetarian or vegans, and the third week was just fruit and vegetables and a little bit of like protein. There was some soy product, not soy. There was like tempeh and stuff like that. And we tried foods that like some of them Jim had like never had before. Some of them liked, some he didn't. Yeah. So basically, Jim, why did you agree to do this with me?
Well, it was more for myself. I mean, I wanted to do it with you, but I also wanted to see if there was any rationale behind the idea that food can affect your mood, can affect your overall mental health, I guess you could say, your motivation. I mean, if you're putting garbage in and you're still working out and doing the right things exercise-wise, are you really doing what you can to be healthy? Because I definitely have done the working out many years ago when I was younger, but I never really did the nutrition part of it. And I knew, and I know, there's a definite way to live, and I just wasn't kind of living up to what I thought I should. So I followed Paula into our journey and our continuing journey.
Always a journey.
And I am a believer. I was very reluctant. I was still kind of on the fence about it, but I realized that you can be a vegetarian and actually not fall asleep every 2 hours and not, feel like you're not having enough energy.
Did you like most of the food? I mean, there's a few things you did. Did you like most of them?
I mean, I did. I don't think I could, and I still to this day feel I can't just eat vegetables. I have to have something with a little bit of proteinish kind of comfort, But I'm always looking to learn, and I'm still learning how to eat right and live healthy. So,
what was the hardest thing you found about that 3 weeks that we did?
It was the teasing you in the first week where they let you have a little bit of meat, let you have a little bit of dairy, and then slowly they took it away. And they kind of reeled you in on a fish line. And then you're like, where'd it go, where'd it go? And then it was just basically changing your eating habits. Instead of eating 3 big meals a day, you may be eating 6 small meals or 4 moderate-sized meals with snacks in between, and healthy snacks at that.
What was the easiest thing you found that you were surprised
having you
about?
cook for me?
Yeah, okay, whatever. Now, for me, that was probably my biggest downfall, because I said, I'll cook everything, I'll take care of it. And in doing that, I don't think he totally appreciated all the food.
I did.
So, which kind of made me mad at him, but he never really cheated that. It was more that he did it Jim's way, and after like week 3, I'm like, you know what, I need to let it go, Jim's doing his thing. He's still doing well. He's still having great results.
Right.
And that it might not be my way. It was Jim's way, but it was still right for him. And it was very hard because, I'm like, you do it this way. This is what the book says. Jim tweaked it a little bit, and I just had to let that go. And that was the one thing I found hard was preparing all the food and being like, I made this food and you didn't eat it, because it was so much work that there was like some, and then I finally just like said, you know what, this is what Jim has to do, and let it go. It got a little better, but there were some points where I wanted to kill him, but then that could have been sugar detox. We'll let it go. But it's just things we learned along the way. What did you find that surprised you the most out of the 3 weeks?
What surprised me the most was pretty much what I kind of started saying a little bit earlier, that you can be full, you can be satisfied, or you can feel comfort in eating vegetables just with minimal amounts of protein, whether it be egg or dairy or quinoa, or whatever your protein is. It's possible that you don't have to eat meat, red meat. It's possible you don't have to even eat chicken. You could probably just abstain from that and have a healthy life. And this is from a kid who grew up in New York, where we would, we'd eat. We had 3 boys in the family, so whatever's on the table was going to be gone. It wasn't so much the food groups; it was what you could put on your plate.
It was probably a lot of meat and potatoes.
You had all your fingers when you left.
Right. Yeah. When I first met him, he'd like make me a plate, which was like, I don't know, he's feeding 12 people, and I'm like, that ain't gonna happen.
Right.
I'm like, I'm a girl. It's not how we eat. So after that, it's been about a month since we finished.
Yeah.
Anything you actually were great about it. You actually continued to kind of eat the vegetarian for a couple more weeks after that.
Right.
Anything you still want to keep from that, or anything that you still,
Well.
Or how do you feel when you went back to eating?
I like the fact that I was able to bring my cholesterol down, my weight down.
We'll talk about that in a second.
But as far as what I could keep for that from that experience, basically it taught me, in addition to other things that we've tried, Blue Ribbon, for example, meals, not to put a advertisement out there for them, but the idea that you can make things fresh, and it's not as hard and complicated as you think.
And so vegetables are good?
Right, vegetables are good. I mean, not every vegetable. I'll be the first to tell you. I don't go to a restaurant and hit the salad bar first. That's not me.
No. There's a meat bar. You'd be good, right? Meat bar.
Salad and meat? Yeah, okay.
So what he doesn't know is I pulled his labs, and ironically, he had labs done right after he finished, probably about a week later. So part of his results were he lost 25 pounds in 3 weeks, and we did not starve. I'm not sure what the calorie count was.
And that was with no exercise, too.
That was no. I said to him, imagine if you exercise, and we were only supposed to walk or do yoga or anything like that. Right. But he basically just did gym. And he lost 25 pounds.
Did me. Not Jim. Did myself.
You know what I'm saying. You're killing me here. He lost 10 inches, mostly off his waist. When I looked at his blood levels, his sugars were running in the 90s. He was running the 80s when he was done. He actually hasn't had a sugar problem yet. Cholesterol was running 196 in the 200s and had dropped to 161. Triglycerides were up in 119 to 225, so he dropped to 51. And for most of you that know that triglycerides are huge with prediabetes and with metabolic syndrome. So that's an awesome fix on that sense. HDLs were 48 down up to 51. Nope, the dog's barking. LDLs were 130s, 120s down to 100, and his ratio, which was 4, which I think the ratio is was it risk for heart attack?
Yeah.
Was down from 4 to 3. So, I mean, really, it's more about getting healthier and detoxing from all the toxins, everything that causes inflammation in your joints, stuff that it's a mood stabilizer. And I think, we've got kids and they're starting to become teenagers, and let's be honest, we got to be on our game to deal with these people every day. It's like a constant struggle. Love you to death, but it is a constant struggle. And if you are not putting in things to your body and performing at your best, you will not be able to handle the teenage years. That's apparently my goal on this.
At least for parents who are 40 and over. Of teenagers.
Anybody. They're all the same. Teenagers are teenagers. So I hope this was helpful. I just kind of wanted to give, I know you hear me all the time, but you never hear Jim's view on it. I think for me, my results, I had lost 13 pounds. My sugars are okay. They're pretty much controlled. But for me, it was sleep. I've had the best sleep. I was so productive. And I just felt that like a cloud had been lifted. Now, I know certain foods bother me. I don't know if I have gluten issues, but I know when I eat it, I don't feel well. And so I've just chosen to try to get that out of my diet as much as I can. For me, some dairy, but some dairy didn't bother me as much as I thought it would. I realize I cannot be a vegetarian completely or a vegan because it's too much carbs in my diet with my prediabetes, and I just don't lose weight once I hit to that part where there's more carbs in there compared to like taking all the protein out or a lot of the vegetables. But I know I heavily journaled when I did to see how I felt, and did I want to kill Jim? Did I not want to kill Jim? And just so you guys know, he filled out a long
it's like the weather.
laundry list of
Is it gonna rain?
what I had to do for him afterwards to do this live. So I hope me sharing his view apparently is going to cost me a lot. So even though I ripped up the list and I threw it in the trash, but.
It was not for public consumption.
Yeah, well, So I hope this was helpful. If you have any questions, please send us a message about, what we did. I did exercise, I did yoga, and I did do some country heat because I had to help with teaching classes. But other than that, it was mostly just yoga and walking for like the 3 weeks. And for me, it was, and I lost like more inches on my stomach and stuff like that. It was huge. So, and just how I just felt better overall. And I could tell you coming back and adding some back foods in, it actually affected me twice as bad as when I took them out. So I hope this was helpful. Me, Paula Ward, aka Too Fit Mama. Jim,
no
face
nickname.
mask. We call him face mask.
I have
after
no nickname. I'm not cool enough.
You're cool.
No,
And I hope this helps you and your family live your best life. I hope you found this interesting, and I just really want to give Jim a hands up to joining me. Actually,
high five.
completing a program, which usually he gives up on me. The first one you realize that's the first one you completed, right? Mm-hmm. And committing to something for 21 days. Yeah. Pete, you give him a hands up? Give Daddy a hug.
Knuckles.
See?
Okay.
All right, so much for love. I told him I will not do public displays of affection on Facebook, so sorry. I will kiss him secretly behind the camera.
You'll have to go to the dark web for that.
All right, now we need to cut out. So anyways, have a great afternoon, guys. Thank you for giving us your time, and thank you, Denise, for joining me. Matt.
How many? What do you have, 2 viewers?
Trying to think who else I have.
Wow.
Jim, once they hear you're on here, they're not going to want to. They're going to chime in. Anyways,
It
focus.
just hasn't made it to
Focus.
Okay.
So, anyways, have a great afternoon, guys. Thank you. I hope you live your best life.
Thanks,
and
guys.
we're out.
Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.